Your power bill has been climbing, and it's not because you left the lights on or cranked the AC. It's because of artificial intelligence. But why? In this video, we're going to answer that question by looking at 8 different angles to the AI boom. We'll cover topics like how ordinary people are paying for AI through their bills, even if they don't use it, why the US power grid is outdated and unprepared, and how countries like China are racing ahead while we're stuck waiting decades to upgrade. And finally, we'll tackle the big question: can AI move forward without draining our wallets and damaging our future? Let's find out. The average American household uses about 30 kilowatt hours of electricity a day. That's enough to keep the fridge running, lights on, laundry washed, and a couple of TVs running in the background. But training a large AI model can use as much electricity as hundreds of homes in a whole year. Even asking ChatGPT a single question uses a third of a watt hour. That sounds tiny, less than leaving a light bulb on for a few seconds, but scale it up, billions of queries every day across the world. Suddenly that tiny number becomes a mountain of demand. And this isn't just theory. We already saw this play out with Bitcoin. Mining rigs chewed through electricity on such a scale that entire regions saw power shortages and spiking bills. AI hasn't caught up yet, but it's accelerating quickly. By 2030, some analysts predict that data centers will use more power than every single Bitcoin mining operation combined. And we're already seeing the impact. Between May 2024 and May 2025, electricity prices went up by 6.5% across the US. In Connecticut, they jumped 18%. In Maine, 36%. Families didn't suddenly start using more appliances. The grid is being strained by new demand. A big piece of that is AI. It seems straightforward. Tech companies need electricity, they buy it, they foot the bill. But that's not how the grid works. When utilities build new power plants or expand transmission lines to meet higher demand, those costs don't just sit with the companies that spark the need. They get spread across everyone's bills. It's like going out to dinner with friends. They order steak, lobster, and wine. You order a salad. When the check comes, someone says, let's split the bill evenly. You didn't order the fancy meal, but you're paying for it anyway. That's the electric grid. Big tech gets the power it needs to run AI, and the rest of us share the cost. Take PJM, one of the largest grid operators in the US, covering 65 million people across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. Regulators there are already warning that new data centers are driving demand so high, it's raising costs for everyday households. And who feels it first? Not Google, not Microsoft, not the venture capitalists pouring champagne in Silicon Valley. It's retirees on fixed incomes, single parents trying to stretch their paychecks, and small businesses who can't just pass higher bills onto millions of customers. This isn't just a tech story, it's a pocketbook story. Now, the tech giants will tell you that they're working on solutions. They're buying renewable energy credits, investing in private solar farms, even partnering on nuclear projects. It sounds good in press releases, but a lot of this is smoke and mirrors. Buying credits doesn't necessarily mean they're reducing emissions or lowering demand. It just means someone else is producing renewable energy somewhere. Meanwhile, the data centers still run on whatever power the grid provides. Coal, gas, nuclear, hydro. It's like scooping water into a pool while ignoring the hole in the bottom. Or strapping a few water bottles to a camel and pretending that solves the desert. The problem isn't just where the energy comes from. The problem is the sheer scale of energy that AI demands. And these companies often negotiate sweetheart deals with utilities. That means they're sometimes paying less per unit of electricity than regular households, which only shifts more of the burden onto us. This isn't just about monthly bills. It's about the power in the geopolitical sense. China is sprinting ahead. They can build transmission lines thousands of miles long in under 5 years. In the US, it can take 10 to 20 years just to improve one line. That's the speed gap. The European Union is pumping billions in cross-border energy projects, making it easier to share electricity between nations. If one region is short, another can backfill. If AI is the new arms race, electricity is the fuel. And right now, America's competitors are building their fueling stations faster, cheaper, and smarter. The question isn't just will our bills go up, it's also will the US even stay competitive if our grid can't keep pace. Now, our grid wasn't built for this. Parts of it are literally a century old. We've patched it, upgraded, and squeezed more life out of it than most people realize. But AI could be the straw that breaks it. Some cities are already warning residents that they may not have enough power to serve both data centers and households. That means in extreme cases, we could see rolling blackouts, not just from storms, but from demand. Imagine your lights flickering not because of weather, but because AI queries halfway across the country are soaking up the juice. This isn't sci-fi. This is happening, and we've already seen hints of it during extreme heat waves, when grids buckle under the weight of demand. Add in AI, and the margin for failure shrinks even further. Let's ask the blunt question. Who comes up on top here? The tech giants, their shareholders, executives cashing bonuses, and who loses? The rest of us. Families, small businesses, communities that see their bills climb while the benefits of AI, the money, the profits, the breakthroughs, concentrate in Silicon Valley boardrooms. We're told this is the price of progress. But is it really progress if only a few benefit, while the majority quietly pay the tab? The short answer is yes, but it requires more than pure spin. We need serious investment in renewables, nuclear, community solar, and efficiency upgrades. We need grids that are smart, flexible, and able to shift demand where it's needed most. And it's not just about technology, it's about political will. Building a transmission line shouldn't take 20 years of paperwork and lawsuits. Permitting has to move faster if we want a grid that can handle the demands of the future. Local communities also need to be a part of the solution. Cities and towns can launch solar co-ops, efficiency campaigns, and microgrids that keep costs lower and power more stable. Here's the good news, you're not powerless. At home, you can make upgrades that can cut demand and save money long term. LED bulbs, smart thermostats, insulation, energy-efficient appliances, they sound small, but at scale, they make a huge difference. At the community level, you can support solar projects, attend utility meetings, and demand transparency in how rates are set. And at the ballot box, you can vote for leaders who push for faster permitting, smarter investment, and policies that make tech companies pay their fair share instead of pushing the cost onto families. Because here's the truth, AI isn't going away. It's only going to grow. The question is whether it grows in a way that's sustainable or whether it leaves us all paying for progress while a few get rich. So let me leave you with this. Who do you think should pay for progress? That's the choice in front of us right now. We can let AI drive up our bills while the benefits stay locked inside Silicon Valley boardrooms, or we can demand a system where technology lifts everyone, not just the few at the top. If you care about this future, don't just scroll past. Share this video, start the conversation, because the way we handle energy and AI today will shape the world our kids inherit tomorrow.